Between Us, directed by Hani Abu-Assad, based on the book by Charles Martin, starring Idris Elba, Kate Winslet, Bayou Bridges, and Dermot Mulroney. This movie is about Ben Bass, played by Idris Elba, and Kate Winslet's character Alex Martin, who are both stranded at this airport because of bad weather, and they happen to be both going in the same direction, but they can't get a flight out of the airport to where they're going. Idris Elba's character Ben is a neurosurgeon who needs to get to where he's going because he has to do this very important surgery. And then you have Kate Winslet's character Alex Martin, who needs to get to where she's going because she is going to get married, and they are both in a bit of a predicament. So Kate Winslet has an idea to tell Idris Elba's character Ben. She's able to find somebody that can do kind of like a private flight just for the two of them to where they need to go. But what happens is, if you've seen the trailer, the plane crashes somewhere in the wilderness. So Ben and Alex are stranded in the wilderness, and they gotta find some way to get back to civilization, and that's pretty much our movie. Now, I wanted to see this movie because I like Idris Elba and I like Kate Winslet, and the movie looked very good and very suspenseful. The idea of a survival movie, and the fact that these two people, all they have are really each other, whatever supplies they have within the plane. And it's not just these two people that are stuck within this wilderness, this winter wilderness. We also have a dog with them who belongs to the pilot. The pilot dies in the crash, so they are forced to take care of the dog as well. And of course, if you can pretty much predict when you're watching this movie that a bit of a romance happens between Alex and Ben, even though Alex is supposed to get married to somebody else. And that's pretty much our movie. Now, Idris Elba is a terrific actor, and Kate Winslet is a great actress. So these two do the best they can with this movie. Unfortunately, the movie itself is not as good as I hoped it was going to be, even though it does a pretty good job with this cinematography of the wilderness. And mostly that's because of the direction. The direction is not that good with film. Let's get into the positives of this movie. Idris Elba and Kate Winslet are great actors, and I think they do the best they can within this movie. And I did like the dog that they have with them, of course. Bayou Bridges doesn't get that much screen time since he plays the pilot. But when he gets, he does what he can within it. Dermot Mulroney doesn't show up till the very end since he plays Alex Martin's fiance. I thought he was pretty good with what little screen time he got. The movie is mostly between Idris Elba and Kate Winslet stuck out there in the wilderness trying to survive. And that part I thought was pretty good, but much of the movie is riddled with conveniences throughout this movie. They are walking through knee-deep snow, and that is a lot to deal with for two human beings, and then you have a dog with them. And imagine how that can be for the dog, because they don't have that much for supplies, and there is a lot of things that don't make sense within this movie. One of the big questions is, how does this dog survive so long out there in the wilderness? Because they only show them feeding the dog once within the movie. So I was like wondering, how is this dog being fed throughout the movie? Because I was a little shocked that the dog didn't starve out there. And the chemistry between Kate Winslet and Idris Elba, I thought was pretty good, but the problem within this movie, and here's where we get to the flaws within this film. First off, it's very predictable. You know that eventually they're going to get back to civilization, so there's not that much suspense with that, really. I think it would be kind of disappointing if they didn't get back to civilization. And then there's the whole question of whether or not they're going to end up together. And how they deal with that question was really stupid and cliche. It's like, why are you dragging this ending resolution out so long, really. Just get to it. And we know what's going to happen at the end, really. So that was one of the big problems within this movie. And the conveniences within this movie that happen in order to help out their survival, that took away from a little bit of the suspense of the movie, but I thought the suspense was pretty good. It's just that because this movie is so predictable and the direction is not all that good, I don't think this movie is really all that much worth seeing in the theater. I think it's pretty much just a rental. I'm going to give this movie a C. I did like the performances between Idris Elba and Kate Winslet. It's just the direction and how it works as a survival and a romance didn't totally work out for me, really. And that's all I gotta say for The Mountain Between Us.